G'day guys, how are ya? I have A Whole New World from the Little Mermaid movie song in my head. A whole new world. That one. Yeah. I don't know any of the words other than a whole new world and some fantastic point of view or something. Yeah. I don't think there aren't many kids movies that I've watched in their entirety. Most of my kids movie viewing has come because my kids, when they were little, would be watching the movie, and as I'm walking in and out of the family room, I'm catching snippets of the movie that they're watching. There were movies that I did actually go to the cinema to see with my kids. One in particular put me to sleep within the first half hour, and that was the SpongeBob movie. Yeah. Anyway, I got to sleep, that was fine. But all the Toy Story, except for the first Toy Story movie, because that came out the year my son was born, in 96. But all the other Toy Story movies we saw at the movies. And that's all I can think of at the moment. Oh, the Wiggles movie. That was the first movie we took my son to see. He was about 18 months old, I think. Yeah. Anyway, The Little Mermaid. I think my daughter watched that probably 100,000 times in her childhood. But her favourite one, her very first words was mum, which I know is rare because most kids say dad, but my daughter said mum. And then her next words were watch Boo. And she wanted to watch Monsters, Inc. She would wake up in the morning and that would be the first thing she would say to me, watch Boo, because she wanted to watch Monsters, Inc. She's watched that at least 100 million times in her lifetime. So yeah, and the Toy Story movies, of course. And then the last Toy Story movie, my son was, it was quite fitting actually, because it shows Andy going off to college, and I'm pretty sure that came out the year my son was in year 12. And he cried, I cried. So yeah, it was special. Oh dear, it's this cold, it's knocking me, it makes me cry all the time. I've cried at that many movies this week. I don't know what's wrong with me, it's the cold. Anyway, one more thing, I got TikTok recognised yesterday. It was quite jarring. So Lucinda, if you're watching this, thank you, you made my day. And yeah, thanks for recognising me. That was a surreal moment. Sorry, I had to cough. I did have another moment in my life where I kind of was recognised. So my neighbour used to be on breakfast radio here in Perth, and I appeared frequently on their show via the phone with funny stories and whatever, because, you know, I'm pretty funny. Anyway, I was shopping in Myer, and this girl was serving me, and she started talking about my neighbour's radio breakfast show, how much she liked it, and I'm thinking, does she know who I am? But how? And like in my head, I'm trying to listen to what she's saying, but in my head, I'm like, what's going on? Anyway, I said, have you ever heard her neighbour Liz on the show? She goes, yeah, she's great, she's so funny. And I said, that's me. And she looked at me, she went, oh my God. She asked me for my autograph. I gave it to her. Just weird. But you know what? Since I was 11, something in my head said, oh, you need a signature for when you're famous. So I started doing this signature that said Liz, and it had 3 kisses after it. And I have signed my name on cards and all sorts of things over the years with that signature. So that's the signature I gave her. I gave it, I said, to whatever her name was, I can't remember. All the best, Liz. And I put the radio station thing underneath it. So they're my two claim to fame moments in my entire life. Although I have been on TV a few times for a few different things, but just, yeah. My cousin's the one. My cousin Shelley has been in commercials. For some reason, she decided to join an agency that scouted people for commercials and stuff. And back in the 90s, she did a few commercials. So there you go. She doesn't do them anymore. But yeah, funny. And my other cousin works at Channel 7. She's the hair and makeup girl at Channel 7. And she's just so nonchalant about the people she meets and stuff like that. She's like, oh yeah, she met Heath Ledger. She did his hair and makeup for a photo shoot for an interview he did back in the 90s for one of the newspapers here in Perth. And she got named in the article as the hair and makeup person. And I said, Heath Ledger? Oh my God. And he was quite young when this was when his stardom had first just kind of started. And she goes, oh yeah, he was really young. And I'm like, fuck, it's Heath Ledger. Anyway, yeah, she's just like, yeah, whatever. She's just so cool about it, which is probably why she's had the longevity that she's had in that industry, because she doesn't get starstruck, she doesn't fangirl, and she just gets on with the job and does what she's paid to do. So there you go. Yeah, there you go. Have a great day, guys. A Whole New World, sung by Ariel in The Little Mermaid. Have a good one. Ciao.